Hello my fellow book addicts, Meg here, and time for another book review. Today I'm going to be talking about A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas, and this is book 4/3.5 of the ACOTAR series. So, I have read this book twice now, once when it first came out, and then once I just finished this actually a couple days ago for my second read. I wanted to hold off on getting my review up for it because everyone was throwing theirs up, and I want to distance myself a little bit. Because overall I saw not a lot of people really like this book. Myself, on the other hand, while this is far from my favorite Sarah J. Maas book, I got some enjoyment out of it. I mean, just based on the size of it, I wasn't expecting anything super awesome, super over the top like the last couple books. And, you know, I enjoyed it for what it was. If you're looking for something, for lack of better words, that was intense like ACOTAR, you're not gonna find it in this one. I'm trying not to go into spoilers, but, you know, I enjoyed it for like the light, fluffy filler that it was. Did I think this book needed to exist? Probably not. Like, if you wanted to skip this book, would you miss a whole lot? Probably not. I do think we could have gotten on fine without having this book in the series. Any information that we were given that was potentially useful could have easily been mentioned in the next book. Like, the most important thing that I think was mentioned was the tension that was coming from the Larian camps. Which, for one thing, I think was stupid. The reason why they were getting all uppity with Reese and the rest of the Night Court. But I'll get into that later. But yeah, like I said, it's not intense, it's fluffy. It's fluffy filler. Which, personally, I enjoyed because I do like this series, I do like these characters, and it's nice to have kind of some light little downtime in between ACOTAR and whatever book is next. It was nice to have kind of like a little reading break for some filler after the intense war that we got in ACOTAR. You know, some little downtime, relax, detox, have something a little fun. That I liked. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. So that's really all I feel comfortable saying without going into spoilers. So I'm going to go into a slightly more spoilery bit now. So if you have any intentions and haven't done so already, I highly suggest you go read the book, come back, we can discuss. If you already read it or don't care about spoilers, keep on watching. So I did like how we got other points of view. We got a few chapters of Cassian, some of Reese, we got a few Morgan chapters, as well as Feyre. And I think we also got a chapter or two of Nesta. The only thing I can really say about Reese's chapters is sometimes he came off as a crude, like, adolescent instead of the 500-year-old guy he is. But, you know, I'm gonna let that slide a little bit. Whatever. It didn't make or break anything for me, so whatever. Feyre did annoy me a fair bit in this book. Like, I can understand she's been through a lot. And the lifestyle she's living as a high lady is vastly different than what she grew up in. So I can get, like, being unwilling to spend a lot of money on things that aren't necessaries. I can understand the hesitation, I can understand the guilt, and I can understand the need to help rebuild the city, to help give to people. I can understand those things to a point, but with how much she whined about some of them, it did get on my nerves quite a bit. And it made me happy that this book was as short as it was, because if we had like a full-fledged book of just Feyre complaining about money, how much money she has, and just constantly calling herself High Lady of the Night Court, I would probably end up hating it. So for that, the length of the book was a good thing. And it was also nice that we weren't solely focused from Feyre's point of view this time around. Otherwise, I'd probably get annoyed about that too. So basically, like everyone else out there, I was a little annoyed at her constantly referring to herself as High Lady of the Night Court. You don't need to mention it every other page. Nor do you need to mention money and how much money you have now on every other page. That just got a little excessive. Like I get how much of a different lifestyle it is for her, but just with how much it went back to the money aggravated me. And even to a point, I can understand the guilt she felt, knowing that other females lost their mates or children in the war. Meanwhile, while she almost lost Reese, she didn't. So I can understand the bit of guilt there. Like, the amount of guilt she felt, I can't say it's unrealistic, because I clearly have never been in that situation, but it felt like she was acting like it was personally her fault that, like, this Weaver person lost her mates, and so on and so forth, and it's just like, Feyre, instead of beating yourself up over what everyone lost, think about what they still have. Yes, everyone's hurting now since the loss of everything, and everyone is still fresh, but things could have been a lot worse. And then her feeling like she has to personally make it right by doing all this, killing herself with the charities. It's like, I get it, one, give back, I applaud that. But the fact that she felt guilty over shopping and enjoying Solstice after everything she's already done. Like I said, I can't say it's unrealistic, because, to be fair, I'd probably feel guilty too, doing nothing when I could have been doing something. But, yeah, it was pushing it. I am happy that we got some chapters from Morgan, but I'm not sure how I feel about her chapters. In the last 2 books we saw with her, she seemed strong, she wasn't perfect, she had her flaws, she had her weaknesses. Which is great, it makes her more three-dimensional. But it felt like she took a step back in this book. Just how her father and Aries together made her seem like this frightened child, despite the fact that the abuse that they both threw at her was hundreds of years ago. I'm not saying that that stuff can't still be fresh or leave scars or still be painful, but just the few chapters we got with her, it felt like this stuff could have happened like last year instead of hundreds of years ago, if you get what I mean. So I'm hoping if we get further chapters with more in them in the future, that gets kind of settled out. I don't know, maybe that could be because Moore hasn't been like a narrator yet. Sarah's still trying to find her voice and how to write for her. I'm hoping if there are future chapters with Moore as the narrator, that they're a little more like what we saw of her in Akabor and the second book, whose name I am blanking on. Oh my god, why? Before I talk about anyone else, I found it really stupid how pissy the Illyrian camps were. These are people who trained their entire lives for war. Their like whole existence is to be an army and to fight in battles. But despite the fact that they were pretty much raised for battle, they're getting all pissy when they go off to battle and a bunch of their people die. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you for real? That being the reason why there's tension in the Illyrian camps is just mind-blowing to me. I felt so bad for Cassian, and I wanted to strangle Nesta. Like, I admit, okay, I'm willing to cut you a little slack, because in the last year, you've had a lot happen to you. And you almost died, and you watched your father get murdered in front of you. I get how that's gonna affect you. I get that's gonna cause some scarring. I get that it's gonna be kind of traumatizing. And by a little, I mean a lot. But just how she's alienating everyone, and just the slump that she's in, and how bitter she's gotten after making the progress that she did. Just with the, with how the relationship between her and Feyre had improved in Akawar, and then just seeing it shot to hell. It killed me on the inside, as well as annoyed me. So it's like, I get it, you need time to heal, everything's been a lot, you didn't ask for any of this, but just with how she was turning on everybody, and alienating everybody, it just made me want to punch her in the face. And I really hope Feyre and crew give her some tough love in the upcoming books, especially after a little time goes on. Like, if she improves on her own in time, good on her, okay, that's fine. But she's being a bitch, and if she stays saying a bitch like she is, I hope Feyre and everyone gives her some tough love and helps whip her into shape. And just, especially how she was treating Cassian. It has nothing to do with the fact that I ship them. But just, he is trying to help in his own way. And I understand not wanting that help yet, but it just felt like she was needlessly cruel to him as well as to everybody else. So I felt bad for her, I can understand some of her rage and anger and depression, but there is a line, and she is crossing that line. I ship Elaine and Asriel so hard, and I have mixed feelings about that, because I do think Lucien deserves some happiness, but just with how things are, I don't think that happiness is with Elaine. And frankly, I don't think Elaine and him would match up well, even when Elaine recovers and gets over some of her own shock and adjustment to being high fae. I don't know, I just think her and Asriel will have a little more chemistry than her and Lucien, and just, they're cute, and I do think Asriel deserves someone super sweet like Elaine. I want Lucien to have someone more fitted for him, and I do hope that he finds someone more fitted to him and who can make him happy in the upcoming books. Tamlin I think needs a good kick to the ass. Just how mopey and how he is annoyed me, and part of me did kind of want Rhys to end him, just put him out of this misery. But just the mess that Tamlin has become, I don't have much sympathy for him. I love what he did bring upon himself in one way or the other. And just some of the things that he said to Feyre in the last book, I'm sorry, that was a lot of things he said were uncalled for, and just, I don't have much sympathy for him. So I really don't have much more to say. I enjoyed the fact that Feyre started making those classes for like therapy painting. I thought that was a really awesome idea. Not just to help others, but to help herself. She's contributing to manage to help, but she can also use that as a way to channel her own trauma. I thought the whole Solstice Gathering itself was really nice. Just everything from the guys, Snowball War, to the gifts everyone got them. I actually laughed out loud and was grinning like a fool when Elaine got Asriel a gift. Some powder for his headaches that everyone gives him. Like, that got a actual laugh out loud laugh out of me. And then I was just grinning like a fool. And it just, they're so cute together. They're so cute. Like, I could probably count on one hand the amount of ships that gets me as much as Elaine and Asriel does. Like, I was texting my friend who has yet to read any of the Avatar books. So you ever ship someone so hard that you physically feel it? Like, it's painful. Or not necessarily painful, but it warms your heart and you actually, like, physically react when they are interacting. Like, if they're talking and something really cute happens, you grin, like I do. You get warm feeling in your hearts. Just, you actually feel when you ship them. Like, not just that, oh yeah, they're a cute ship, but oh my god, I ship this. Like, there's no way for me not to ship it. I don't know how to vocalize this, but just Asriel and Elaine make me super happy. That's all I got. There really isn't much more I can think of saying for anything related to this book. Like I said before, I enjoyed it for what it was. Was it the best Avatar book? Hell no. It is probably my least favorite out of the series, but I still got enjoyment out of it. I enjoyed it for what it was. Some fluffy, light filler to fill the time between Act War and the next book. You know, a little bit of downtime to relax, you know, let the effects of the war sink in a little bit, and that. And yeah, I honestly don't think that this book was necessary, but it is what it is. So yeah, that is my review for A Court of Frost and Starlight, and I hope to see you guys next time.